Hey there, Motiv Nation. So this is Jeff Ellis, the Heaper Hammer here. So today we're going to be going over the heavy stuff. That's going to include my Onyx. It's going to include my Pride Dynasty. It's going to include my Sub-Zeros. And it's also going to include my voke. They all react slightly different. You're going to see that. I'll also mention what surface they're at, why they're at that surface, and kind of go from there. We are on a typical house shot. It's fairly fresh. If not completely fresh. I'm here at like 8 in the morning here. So I hope you enjoy. And this kind of gives you an idea of what you should be looking for when you are setting up your arsenal, especially for the heavy oil. Before I go further, I want to thank all of my sponsors. I want to thank so much to Rex Ball Reviews. Make sure you like and subscribe, Rex. Go on to the YouTube channel. You can pop on to the Instagram and Facebook pages as well. We're all over, but the full length videos are all on YouTube. Also, massive thanks now as well to Zello Gear. I just re-signed to Zello Gear for the year. I love all the jerseys. Heaper Hammer 10 for 10% off of your orders. Also, massive thanks as well to KR Strike Force. These pinks are the only shoes I'm going to be wearing. Love my TPC pinks. Massive thanks as well also to Hanes. Only place I ever get anything drilled is over at Hanes. Hit them up, let them know that Jeff sent you. Make sure you're going to JJ. Reach out to JJ and ask for him to drill those balls for you personally. I want to thank again Motiv. Motiv is the ball I throw. I hope you enjoy everything again, friends, and make sure you like and subscribe to all my channels, Heaper Hammer. So we're going to start off with the Pride Dynasty. The Pride Dynasty is going to be one of the earliest of the balls I have. I hit this with 2000, which is pretty consistent with what I like to throw it with. Traditionally, this is a really smooth, really great benchmark ball, but I love it for the heavy oil, especially for a control ball. This is a great ball for typical house shots as well. Pride Dynasty, very early ball at 2000. He's standing 36 with my feet here. We're looking to get this to about 16, 15 at the ice. That's better. And it slapped him out. Really smooth piece. Compared to all the other balls we got here, this is probably gonna be the smoothest ball that I'm throwing right now. Again, it's great for house shots. I find that if it's at this surface around 2000, it leaves a lot of 10 pins because it's just so smooth. But on heavy oil, because of the way it reads, I get a better result. It's a big difference between what I want during like a heavy oil shot or a long pattern versus what I've got here, you know, at the typical house shot. Looking at about 16, 15 again. Missed right. And here at South Point, that'll definitely make you pay. I had no energy when it got back to the pocket. Try that again. All right, 36, looking at about 16. Oh boy. I'm okay with a back row leave like that though. That's telling me that's a really strong entry angle into the pocket, and that's what I'm looking for. If I'm gonna leave any single pins, it's gonna be an 8 or it's gonna be a 9. Get a couple more with the Pride Dynasty here. Looking to get a little bit more forward roll with the shot here. Smack those pins out. That was closer to 16. Really love the entry angle. Kept that back row out of the equation. Let's get one more good shot. That's better. Much better shot. Again, I like this for the heavy oil because it's so early, and also because it's got that great benchmark rotation on it. If you are looking for a nice heavy oil ball that's also really predictable and trusty, and you can also use in your league shot, this is it right here. Now I'm switching over to the Evoke. I have this at 1000. It's going to be a little bit longer than, like, say, the Onyx, for example. And it's going to be longer than the Pride Dynasty that I was throwing just a minute ago. You're going to see the difference. You're going to see the back end difference as well. So I'm going to stand on 38 where I was with my feet just a minute ago. And we're going to shoot that same line. Some forward roll. That's one of the better shots I've ever thrown with that voke, to be honest with you. It does need some oil, but at 1,000, it smooths it out a little bit and really creates it just better angles, I find. I really love that angle that you just saw it at. Let's try that again. Took that out. Wasn't a flush pocket hit, but I'll still take that. Motiv means smooth. If you know me, you know I love smooth equipment, but you have to differentiate them. This ball's great with lengthier patterns, I found, like Badger, again at 47 feet. And if you want to keep the ball in front of you. Obviously, I'm not keeping the ball in front of me right now. Nice. Really dug into the dry. You could see it started to read a little early there for me. That 1,000 on it's also having it read a little bit earlier as well, on top of everything. But overall, beautiful, smooth ball. About 39 with my feet here. Should get me to about 35. Took out that 10. That got me to 36 with my feet, not bad. What else can I say? It's a really, really nice ball. I don't use it as much as like my Sub-Zero, or I definitely am going to use the Onyx, but it has its purpose. It's definitely got a less bite than the Onyx. It definitely has a much different shape, as you're going to see in a second, than the Sub-Zero. Ball has its purpose in the bag. I definitely find that it's a much better ball to keep in front of yourself. Same thing like the Dynasty, keep it in front of yourself. Same thing like the Onyx. It's a really good ball to keep in front of yourself. Sub-Zero that I'm about to throw here, much more shapely. You can do a lot more from left to right. That felt good. So that's the Evoke. So you've seen the Pride Dynasty, you've seen the Evoke. Now I'm gonna step into my Sub-Zero. These are the balls you've seen me throw on tons of patterns. The Masters, the 23 Masters pattern, just absolutely dominated the fresh. And that's why this is my ball of the year. This is the one that's at 2,000. I know this is gonna move a ton, so I am gonna be standing at 40, and I'm looking at about 18. That still was too much. Much different shape, so much stronger than any of these other balls, maybe aside from the Onyx, but it has a different purpose in the bag. This is a ball that you can step left with. Very few symmetricals that I've ever thrown that are stronger than this ball right here. How can you not deny that shape right there? That's just an unbelievable shot. Unbelievable ball. Best ball that I've seen that Motiv has released. It's just great for my game. I polish one for league, and I usually leave one at right around 1,000, 2,000, depending on the pattern. I don't go any lower than about 1,000 unless I really, really need it. Almost took it out. Now it's reading the oil. It's being lazy. You gotta figure out how to get that around that oil. I am gonna get under this ball, give it some forward roll so it reads a little bit earlier. Nice, much better shot. That's the Sub-Zero. Ball of the year for Motiv. Fantastic. It works well polished. It works well at 2,000. You see me throw that ball enough though. We're gonna get to the Onyx. Onyx is quickly growing on me. It just doesn't leave 10 pins. It doesn't leave 7 pins. It's just a really strong ball. But it's a different type of ball. You keep this in front of you. I'm gonna be way, way different with my feet. I'm gonna see what it looks like at 35. I did hit this just now with a 1000 pad to get it back to its surface where I like it at. Yeah, just a little strong. I hit it fresh at 1000, so I expected it to go a little high. We'll just move a little bit. I'm gonna move 2 with my feet. Doesn't need a lot of movement here. So we are about 2 with the feet left. And 10 back. And it really, really reads differently than any of the other balls that are in the Motiv lineup. So much better when you keep it in front of you. You don't want to swing this ball, but it reads that oil and it doesn't skip past its break point. And it really isn't herky-jerky in its natural movement. This is designed to shred the oil. I'll be using this on virtually every single heavy oil pattern. And I'm taking this with me to the Utah Open. I mean, this is going on the fresh, and there's no question about it. This is going to be the ball for me on the fresh. We're looking at 14, 15. It's just reading the lanes perfectly, and I've thrown about 2 games worth of shots on here, so it isn't super fresh. Looks gorgeous off the hand. We're gonna keep throwing a couple more shots. This is the ball that is worth the investment. It is not a ghost. A ghost is much more shapely and much more of a ball you can move left with. So we're gonna go 16, 17, hopefully. That was more 15 still. It still struck. That was perfect. Just slamming those pins back. But on the fresh, there's no ball that beats this ball in my opinion right now. So strong. This is again at 1000. See, I got that right. 10 pin. Okay. That was a nice little 10 pin, was it not? Again, reiterates where I'm at with this ball. You keep it in front of you, you don't let it get too far out right, or the energy is going to be sapped. There we go. Nice. That's one of the nicer shots of the day. Really good ball. The Onyx is just absolutely worth every single dime. Utah Open pattern, I'm going to be right of 20 most of the days, I'm guessing. But right now, I'm about 38. And again, I'm really giving this a lot underneath, even with it being a typical. I got right at that. It pounded the pocket, yeah, but left us almost a 710. Thankful for the messenger, yeah, but that's not what I'm looking for. That is not the shot that I want. Keeping this much more in front of me. I'm trying to get this to about 16. There you go. Much better shot. All right, we're gonna get one more with the Onyx, then we're gonna call it a day on the heavy oil shots. There we go. Perfect shot. All right. So those are my heavy oil balls. We had the Sub-Zeros, we had my Evoke, my Dynasty, and as you just saw, the Onyx. Again, each ball's gonna have a slightly different purpose. Most of these, again, I like to keep in front of me, especially on the heavy oil patterns. You don't wanna swing the ball in a heavy oil pattern, you really can't. But if you see the lane start to open up a little bit, that's where I can use my Sub-Zero. That's where transition stuff comes into play. More than likely, when I go to the Utah Open, I'll have one of these at 3,000 or 4,000, probably 3,000, and I'll have another at about 1,000. And that helps me a ton when I've got all that oil in front of me, and those volumes and the lengths and ratios and whatnot. But the Onyx, again, fantastic ball for keeping me aligned. If I'm playing the gutter, great ball to play the gutter with as well. The Pride Dynasty, again, very early ball, but it's got a benchmark shape. Great to have when you are warming up on a heavy oil pattern, or if you're looking to kind of get a litmus test as to what that pattern is going to look like at that house. And then the voke, I happen to find that it goes a little bit longer for me, a little bit more of a lengthy ball. For me, with all the revs, side spin, and the rotation I get, these are my balls I'm bringing with me to Utah for the heavy oil, and what I'm going to be bringing with me on tour for the next year. Hope you liked everything that you saw here today. Make sure you like, subscribe, go to Rex, and make sure you're subscribing and following, and hope you enjoy. Have a good 2025.